Go silly, go down. Not too many I run from. Got that kitty on.
Oh, hello there. What's going on? I'm the Blackest of Mics. You already know what this is. This is episode 14 of Who Got the Aux. So I appreciate everybody for checking in. If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. You already know what it is. We finna get started. So what I would like, Natty Flex was really good. What I like to do is introduce this song here. This is called Naughty by Nature by my homegirl. You all know who she is. You should know. If you don't, you should know who she is. Now, her name is Rakaya. That's at Rakaya. And the song is upcoming and is releasing tomorrow. Produced by me, my boy Hugh. You feel what I'm saying? And we out here. Why the fuck I can't think about his name? Oh my God. It's coming to me. You're gonna get all the information tomorrow. I'm having a brain fart. So sorry. But anyway, he created the sample part. He went crazy with the piano. So big shout to all the producers involved. But it's releasing tomorrow. It's not about us. It's about Rakaya, this new record. It's called Naughty by Nature, which is an homage to Naughty by Nature from Jersey. Producers on there from Jersey. The artist, Jersey. So we all Jerseyed out. Unfortunately, I'm not wearing the jersey. I'm just wearing all black because you know how I get that. But yeah, I had a wonderful week, y'all. I'm here. I'm working. Break It Down was really good on the check-in. Had a wonderful week. And life is amazing. I was able to stay creative, which is a great thing throughout these times. I got some things done. I got my sippy with me. You know what I'm saying? You already know. And it's been a vibe. So let me get into what we're dealing with here. Like I said, this is Who Got the Aux episode 14. And what we like to do here on Who Got the Aux is simply this. This is an outlet for all creators to get involved, for them to showcase their talents. From once they showcase their talents, get critiqued by an industry professional, which is me. And I give them advice on where I feel like the record should go, what they're missing, what they can improve on, and pretty much praise them. And why that is needed is many creators, we just create in our bedrooms and we don't have an opportunity or an outlet to really get it out to people. Fortunately, growing up, I was a DJ. So once I made music, I just played it whenever I DJ'd at a gig. That's when I learned my shit was whack on a public scale. And I built a really tough skin early in the game. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that skill set or the privilege to, you know, really showcase their music outside of their friends, cousins, and so on and so forth. Big shout out to cousin. Sam was really good. Appreciate you. He been to a party or two on the come up. But yeah, so pretty much what this is that outlet so that they can show their music to my following, their following get involved. I encourage everyone to share. Let all creatives you know about this. Share right now. I need more people in here so we can make a big impact, because at the end of the day, what we're doing is creating a community here, right? We're creating a community here so that we all can build, learn how to grow, become better creators, better people, tougher skins, and find efficient ways to get our craft out to the world and become better at our craft. So yeah, what impacted me this week that I do want to share with you guys? Clout chasing. I want to separate those people who feel like it's important to just chase trends and don't do this for the love. I do it for the love. I can't support those who don't do it for the love unless they're good at what they do. Some people have natural talents and they just don't really give a damn about it, but you know, they do it for money, which is fine. but to some degree, to be good at anything, you have to be a student of the game. And I got nothing but respect for people who are students of the game, who appreciate what they do, who put together the time to become better at doing what it is that they do. And that's it. Great things come to those type of people as opposed to people who just clout chase. You want to be a part for the sake of being a part. There's so many things to do in the world. You don't necessarily have to be a clout chasing person who wants to be a part of music. That's right. Who is glad we are alive. So if you want to be famous, skateboard and crash. Fucking, I don't know, talk. Do dumb shit. Create a YouTube page and, prank people if you want to be famous. And you can be famous doing this, but trust me, you'll get really far doing this because you love it, because you enjoy what you do. There's passion behind it. We all see the passion. We all can experience the passion. In fact, people who are most passionate about this craft, they are rewarded. That's the reward. The reward is fame. The reward is, hey, my brother Nazi Flex said he's going to be a big soca artist. Well, you have to start from somewhere, and you have to be as passionate. You are a hard worker, so I'm not gonna. I got a sippy. You're a passionate person, definitely dedicated work. I'm not gonna put it past you, but you got to show that passion, bro. You have to show that passion. You have the energy. You have a lot of the things, the makings up to making that happen. I would love to see more that for you to be a Calypsonian. But you got to get started, bro. It's a by any means necessary thing. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to make things happen. True. But one thing within this business is words, they come so freely. They come so easy. You know what I'm saying? But the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the work that you put in. You could tell me that you want to be a Calypso artist, and when you put out a Calypso song, and I'd be like, all right. And you put out another Calypso song, I'm like, all right. And you put out a Calypso video, and I'm like, all right. And then you out here taking pictures with other Calypsonians, and you in the studio with other Calypsonians, and you putting out records. This is all before you become a big star. It's an amount of work that you have to put in. This is like a blessing period of work that you have to do in order to get yourself into a certain level, into that type of stratosphere. It's just work that you got in. I'm not saying that anybody would your journey would take as long as my journey did, but because I've been doing this for a while. You already know, kid. I've been doing this for some years. I've been doing this for some years. So, and I got the recognition that I felt I needed or I should have gotten only at this point in my life. And I'm in my 30s. At this point in my life, I'm getting to the recognition. Grammy nominations aside and platinum plaques aside, it's like I'm finally feel like I'm getting to it. I'm not even there yet. And it's a persistent thing, and I still have a vision to work. Alicia, sweetheart, I understand you're a musician, but I want to keep the art, the creative side to just the audio creative instance. But I do want y'all to definitely check out Alyssa Hutton's work. Go to her page. She has some art pieces. So please, big shout out to her. I'm definitely shouting her out, mainly because she did come on here and sing live. Got on her reggae shit and really blessed Who Got the Aux a couple weeks ago. So she gets shout out love with that. And check out, she might fuck around and do live cover art. Who knows? But yeah, like I said, we building the community here. Definitely networking. And again, this is Who Got the Aux. Not Black Mike got the mic, but I do got the mic, so I'm talking right now, a little intro. But again, please, I encourage you guys to share this live with anybody that you believe is creative enough or has the balls or fictitious balls for those ladies out there to get the aux and play their heart out. I mean, play that record that you've been working on all week, all day, sing your song, rap your record, do all that. But I'm here, and right now I have 0 requests because I don't know if y'all really about that life, but it's cool though. I give y'all some time. But yeah. My little hub, homemade Bahama Breeze. But yeah, life is good. And back to really being about the things that you really living up to the standard. I feel like the art of being passionate about your work is lost. And I want to bring that back and inspire people. Somebody get my speaker in the car right now. It's been blowing my shit. Nah, it's all good. So it's about really having the passion. Manny, what's up? It's really about having the passion for your work and really diving in, right? Studying all the time, getting mad at it, coming back at it, being fans of other artists and copying. Now, let's talk about copying. Copying is a blatant no-no when it comes to you passing off your work, right? You taking my work, duplicating my work and passing it off as your own, that's a no-no. We're not talking about stealing. Now, when I'm talking copying, I'm talking copying to the sense of, Dizzo, J Fresh was really good. When I say copy, I'm talking to copy in the sense of learning. No different how you would copy a song or replaying the song that you learned. Itsy Bitsy Spider on the piano, right? Or singing your favorite cover. You're copying the style. You're singing it like the original artist. But what that does is this. That's like practice. It trains you in the aspect, in the style of the things that you like. So if you're copying the type of beat that another producer would do, that's cool. So you can kind of get into the groove. And after a while, you would find your own style. Copying is amazing for training purposes, right? You can't redo the song that I did and be like, yo, that's my song and it's totally original. Nah, give credit where credit's due, or just don't copy it all to that degree. But it's, again, I'm going to say this again. Copying is okay for training purposes. It makes you better. And I read this book not too long ago called Outliers. And in that, they pretty much talk about, Danny was really good. In that book, they pretty much talk about how the Beatles, they were a cover band in the UK. And they had a nice spot where they played at all the time. And now back in the day, when the Beatles was out, there was no DJs. There was no DJs to rock a party. If you had an event, it was straight up. They had bands that played. You went to a night spot, it was a band that played. Now, how do you get a band to play your music? You got hit records that's out right now. You want to make sure you get your shit heard. My brother's in the building, Sergio Joe. You want to make sure your records are heard, or you want to dance to a certain vibe of record, but you got this band here, so you ask the band, yo, can you play these records? They taking requests, or they're playing a playlist of some of the hit music. So some of the biggest records in the world at the time, biggest rock records, soul records, the Beatles would learn how to play. Every week they would come with some new records, new songs that they would play. They would play James Brown. They would play all the big Motown artists back in the day. They would play and remake and replay those songs. They all would learn it. As a result of years of every night, or every week, those guys playing the biggest records in the world at the time, they naturally got better. They learned these chords. They understood music. They knew the chord progressions of some of these hit songs. They understood what there was commonalities that made them all come together and make them make sense. And they, after singing the lyrics and connecting with the lyrics, they kind of understood the blueprint of how to make music. Years later after that, they became what we know as the Beatles, the world's probably biggest rock and roll group. You feel what I'm saying? Compiling some of the craziest artists and whatnot, right? So they got nice off of American music, learned how to play it up and down, because these small spots, or this small spot where they were working at, couldn't get those artists over from America, flying over, book them, and all that other stuff. So they had them do covers. That cover band went crazy, but they grew up to be the Beatles, right? And the Beatles are nice. They're nice because they originally, arguably, they're nice because they originally copied the style. Rolling Stones, all that. They got nice off of that. But then they came out with music that was different, incomparable to the Rolling Stones, James Brown. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, Danny says, thanks pretty much how really I got started actually learning to make music. I wanted to sing covers and make my own instrumentals. The process of teaching me so much about music in general. That is a Fendi fact. I know so much about music because I went to music school. I sang a bunch of other people's music for years, right? I learned how to read the music of a lot of these composers and understood the style to the point where I said, yo, whatever this composer, I want to sing more of his stuff. Do he have any more stuff? Because his is dope. The way he thinks, the way his arrangements and the companies were, or the way his parts were, it was super duper crazy. You feel what I'm saying? It just made ridiculous sense. So it's really, you know, those things you have to really take into consideration. You understand what I'm saying? You got to take into consideration the process, and the learning process becomes a lot easier than learning from scratch by copying. You understand what I'm saying? So, copying is not a bad thing in the context in which I'm speaking about. I'm not talking about plagiarizing or literally stealing somebody's work. All for learning processes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, as though you should. Eli J, as though you should. Music theory is so beautiful, it's complicated, it's frustrating. You don't have to. A lot of creatives sometimes skip over that because that's a more complicated avenue of it. But it's all mathematics, music theory. It's something that I constantly and sometimes still kind of freshen up on, to put a name to the things that it's putting a name to the things that creatives do. You can hear chord progression. You're like, that sounds like church chords. There's actually a name for all those keys, the chord progressions and whatnot. And that's what music theory helps you do. It helps you understand what's actually being done. It's that descriptive part. You should do it. I'm taking music courses this summer. We love diving deep into the numbers. Well, music is a numbers thing. And it's said that most people who are good at math are good at music theory, or just are apt to it. And it's vice versa. If you're good at music, then you're good at math. And I'm a numbers guy, and I'm pretty decent at math. Theory, who is Glev, says theory helps a ton, makes you better musician as a whole. It is true. And for the most part, I was a firm believer of you have to learn you got to learn the rules before you can break them. But here's the caveat, if I'm using it correctly. Here's the thing with that. The structure of music theory sometimes encloses your mind to think a certain way. Because within music theory and its explanations, with the exception of jazz, there is like certain norms that people do, and they're kind of like rules that you probably wouldn't break, right? Jazz breaks all of the fundamental rules, but there's also a description for how they do it. And they kind of, they do it a certain type of way. But it's like no holds barred. So I subscribe to both. Getting down with music theory, or just winging it, freestyling it, and making something beautiful that you can't necessarily describe. His music theory is all about being able to describe the shit that you're doing. And that's what they do, just simply describing that shit. But just making music is like, I don't know. I know a lot of musicians that play by ear, that can't tell you much about what it is that they're doing, but it feels good. It sounds good. Because that's what it all boils down to at the end of the day. How does it make you feel? So Danny says, learning by experience is cool, though. Like jumping in the water with your instincts kicking where the YouTube videos lack. This is true. This is true. There's a lot of organized people who don't make anything that you can feel. It just sounds cookie cutter, sounds boring, right? But there are people who don't know what they're doing or don't know how to describe what they're doing, and it just sounds ingenious. Like it flows so well. It sounds like it's passion that's connected to it. And that's the beauty of music. It's like painting with colors, painting with different hues, coming from different places and creating a sound. So that's why one of the reasons why I tend not to get caught up in all the time the type of equipment that I'm using, what type of technology that I'm using. Everything that you use is a DNA to who you are as a creative. There's people are at a point was like, yo, I need an MPC 3000. I need this. I need the particular thing, because everything that comes from it has a specific sound, you know. Like back in the day, the Neptunes, they solely use a lot of the times use the Triton keyboard. So Korg Triton. And with this keyboard, they had all of their signature sounds was in this keyboard. And for a really long time, this was the sound of hip hop. If there was a song on the radio, they used the Korg. They used the Triton for it because it was a signature sound. So everything that you use, you just have to make it make sense for you and make the best of it. And that could be your sound. At one point, I know, big shout to Jay Lewis. Jay Lewis was playing me some heat, some of his earlier records. When he got noticed by Soul Lection and spinning music, he was making music off of his cell phone. I forgot the name of the plugin. It's like Nano something. He was making beats on there, and they were fire. Like fire. His cell phone, because he didn't have a laptop. He didn't have any equipment. He made the best of what he can use, and he really cultivated his sound. If you guys don't know who the fuck Jay Lewis is, please figure it out. Jay Lewis is a crazy producer, super soulful, amazing guy, my friend. But yeah, you work with what you got. When I first started making club music and producing records, I was using MTV Generator, which is the PlayStation game. Well, they started off on PC, but it's a PlayStation game. I would take my PlayStation 1, I would pop that in there, use the sounds that they would, and then I found out I can sample by taking the PlayStation game out, putting the CD in, sampling a couple seconds, and I'll be chopping up the samples, and it was a tedious process. It took hella long, but at the end of the day, what the fuck was I gonna do? I didn't have money for thousands of dollars worth of equipment, so I could just, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have access to that stuff. So I made use of what I had access to, and I did the best that I could. And as a result of me being where I was at and being relentless with making music, right? People heard that shit. I had to rig some shit from my TV's output and connect it to a tape deck. Yeah, I'm that old. Connected to a tape deck and record that shit. And later on, take the tape deck and record it to CD, only because I wasn't moving that type of equipment. Anyway, but it was a lot, right? And I had to save. I couldn't save it to the PlayStation 5 megabyte memory card. It just was the files was too crazy. It's not even really fake it. It's literally use what you got. You feel what I'm saying? Like, some of y'all be going crazy because y'all ain't got certain fits, and y'all like, oh man, nah, you gotta rock what you got and rock that with style, rock it with confidence until you get more. Like, y'all see your style, shorty, huh? Or, you know, somebody, I was blessed with my first big piece of equipment because of the shit that I was doing. So it started like this. Making beats from MTV Generator, right? Let me take a sip real quick on y'all. It started off with making beats on the MTV Generator. Then my man heard me. Big shout to Mike V, who had an MPC, and at the time this was thousands of dollars. It couldn't have been so far from me being able to touch that because it was ridiculous. My father wasn't buying it from me because he was spending too much money on DJ equipment and his sound business, and he wasn't finna spend $2,000 on my teenage self, who probably wouldn't be fucking with this shit in a while, right? Started making music with Mike V, made a lot of great music with that. It was out. Fast forward a couple years later, my boy DJ Ran, the big homie DJ Ran, OG DJ Ran. Y'all need to understand who DJ Ran is. He's that dude. DJ Ran blessed me and my boy Tim Dollar with an MPC. He said, yo, somebody sold me this MPC. I figured I'd buy it. You know what I'm saying? He probably got it from a fiend or some shit like that. And he's like, look, I don't really fuck with that shit. How about I give it to you, and you, whatever the beats you make, club music, just get that to me. Give me exclusive. I said, bet. That's light, nigga. You got it anytime. So Rand get anything he want from me ever. So that trickled down. So I went from stages. I started off on my own MPC, you know what I'm saying? PlayStation. Then I'm using my friend's equipment. And then from that, somebody blesses me with equipment. And ultimately, I got into a way where I'm doing this shit for a living. And I'm making money. I'm able to buy my own equipment. But it took years for me to then be able to afford the type of equipment and stuff that I needed. Got my first computer. And then that's when it got crazy, when everything went to software. And I went that route because the software was the cheapest way. And it made sense. And I made the best out of that from that view, from that level of what I had. And that's what you got to do. That's what works the best, man. My father told me this a long time ago. And big shout to Chi-Chi, the realest dude. His DJ name was Chi-Chi Big Beat. Was that dude. So, not was that dude, like he's not still here. My father actually still DJs. He's like in his 60s. Real dude. Crazy audio engineer, sound man, live engineer. He taught me everything that I know about my ear and listening to sound and really understanding how music is supposed to sound like, why they made certain decisions. I'm talking, my father was DJing when DJing first came out. When the DJ mixes was hella ugly. When amplifiers, sound amplifiers was like open circuits. They didn't have tops on them. They just was like tubes and all that shit. So he understands that. My father is so ill with it. And he understands sound ridiculously. Like, yeah, I've been bred in this shit, and thank you, my pops, because he's the one who taught me how to DJ and began my love for music. But I saying that to say, I forgot where I was going with it. I say that to say his ear for music is impeccable. He showed me an appreciation for the craft. He's still as passionate about music to this day that he was since before I could remember. He's played on Tri-State radio. He worked for WBLS as a DJ, used to play every weekend. He used to go hella crazy. And that's how I understand my sound selection, how to motivate crowds, how to appeal to people, how instruments are supposed to sound. And this is before I went to arts high school, where I actually got to hear what instruments sound like and why and where they fit into the spectrum. So that's where just raw knowledge of just understanding music and band history with my father as a DJ connected with the theory as to why instruments and why different composers wrote a certain way and how to write music for different instruments to play different parts, right? As you know, like trombones play low and they can only go with so far, and then where they leave off, then a trumpet picks up thereafter, and it just fits the whole spectrum of sound and volume. But yeah, I'm going off on a tangent, but yeah, fellas, all my producers, where y'all at, man? Y'all scared today? Scared money don't make no money. If I ever go broke, I'm gonna take your money. Don't forget that. Big shout to Meek Mill. But yeah, Cruz is in the chat earlier. So big shout to his engineer, my brother Cruz. But yeah, man, it's just it's the vibe. All right. That's the number one. Get into the billing. Yo,
Going on, man?
I'm blessed and highly favored, man. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. Hanging in there.
All right, so let's get into it, my brother. So let everybody know where you from. Put your @ name in it, say you got the aux, and let's go with it. Hey Eli, I got you, man.
Okay, so my name is Armand. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I've been doing music for probably, I think, 5 or 6 months consistently. And I ain't been on here in a while, man. I'm just ready to show what I got. I've been working on for a little while. I've been hibernating, so.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. So let's jump into it.
Okay. Can you hear it fine? Can you hear it fine? Can we skip foreplay? And pretend like we're in Norway. You can have it your way. I've been contemplating all day. You and I on a long space. I know you had a long day. I just put my hands in your waist and tell you everything is okay. When I get your ass in my place, I want you to sit your ass in my face. We fucked up and came the wrong way. I'ma leave you saying, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes, I love you so much, I just can't get enough. Got you saying, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes, I love you so much, I just can't get enough. Got you saying, why do we have to wait so long, prolong this home? We keep going on like I never met you. Ooh, ooh, 'cause I love you so much, I just can't get enough. I'm saying, ooh, 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 'cause I love you so much, I just can't get enough. I'm saying, ooh,
Okay.
ooh.
So with that record, I feel like I like the vibe. Did you produce that record as well?
No, I didn't make the beat.
Okay. So when I'm listening to that, I feel like the first verse was, but you won me with that ooh, right? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then I started to think myself that that part was I just love you so much. I just can't get enough. All right, and then you led into the second verse, and I like the way that you started the second verse, but um I felt like you kind of relied on the original that ooh just
Yeah.
that melody. I feel like you needed to probably explore with some rhythms of how
Uh-huh.
you say it, just to kind of break up the monotony of the record. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So playing around with, I think something like that I would recommend. Maybe kind of like tapping into your inner Usher, just listening to how Usher would kind of freak into that, like really, because that has a nostalgia feel to it.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like you can dig deeper and really pull some more out of yourself to expand on that record. But that ooh, that's a winning melody for that record. But one might be a fluke.
Got you. I got I'm gonna play my first pop song that I ever did. This song came to me as a joke. I was on my way to the movies and I heard the beat. I'm just like, man, playing around in the car. Then I just put it together and I'm like, this kind of sounds like something.
Okay, let's hear what you're talking about.
Sorry, low, man.
Major League, you playing around, brother. You need to hop on this live.
Okay.
Get up, get up. Don't be a party pooper, smoking hookah. Do what you love, do you too. Get up, it's Friday. We gon' do this my way. This week was alright. I'm off to my off day. Bro, I thank God today is Friday. I don't know what today is. Today wasn't Friday. What we doing? Where we going, man? Get up, get up. Don't be a party pooper, smoking hookah. Do what you love, do you too. Stuck it up. It's Friday. We gon' do this my way. This week was alright. I'm off to my off day. I can make at least 2 drinks. One name is Tuesday. And my cousin is May. I'ma need a
Okay,
fifth name. I want to day. Looking back 'cause you late. Stay in your own lane. Get
okay.
up, get up. Hey, don't be a party pooper. Smoking
You can
hookah.
stop it, bro.
Do what you love. Do
All right. After a while, that ooh was mad. It just felt loud. Um, but nah, it definitely had some energy to it. Um, it was an up tempo joint. I ain't really hear the stuff that you was saying. Um, I don't know what it is. I want to give you like some real directional. I don't hate it. I also don't prefer it. I'm not mad at it either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Uh, so there's something there. So I feel like it's important for you to expand on. So, um, here's what I don't like. Here's what I feel like you'll benefit from from improving on, right? It's stepping like your word game up and this is really important. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? What we're going to talk about is men. We're going to talk about getting women, right? We're going to talk about having a good time. We're going to talk about partying with women. We're going to talk about how we feeling, how we doing, right? How we'll fuck a nigga up if we have to, right? How we make money. We ain't going to talk about but so many things. It's about how you say it. And there's an overuse of phrases and things that people say when making a song. So you might want to challenge yourself in thinking outside of the box and how to make yourself sound interesting with saying some of these things and talking about these themes that we're going to talk about and have been talking about for over 40 years and we'll talk about for 100 years more. You feel what I'm saying? So even when it's party time, it's Friday. It's like, you better say some shit after that because I can name you at least 10 songs that say it's Friday. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you got to go somewhere that's a bit different. Or you be witty and kind of take from another song that said that shit to kind of, be reminiscent of that, but then take it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Much like how Jay-Z would take a Biggie Smalls line and then switch it up after that, right? Yes, y'all until the break of dawn and these chicks pretty, and he just take it somewhere else. Or how Drake would take a Mace line and then flip it into some other shit because it's reminiscent of that flow, but then you got to take it somewhere else. You got to take it and make it yours. You get what I'm saying? So if you're going to take like lines, and that's an art in itself to be able to take from some other lines and flip it into some other shit as well. So I recommend that you dabble into that. Who's your favorite artist?
I got a couple of them.
Well, name me three of your favorite R&B artists that you take a lot of your inspirational cues from.
Chris Brown, Bryson Tiller for sure.
Who?
Bryson Tiller.
I'm fucking with you. Now go ahead.
That last one, I'm gonna have to go. Probably Usher.
All right, so dig this. Let me tell you some of the strong points of these guys. All three of them are vocally impeccable. Their voices and how they use their voices, they disrespectfully flaunt their voices and make it seem easy to sing in the way that they do. That's one.
Right.
So that requires a lot of practice. That requires a lot of challenging yourself to get to that point, right? It's not impossible. Right. It's just training. Like you go to church. If you go to church and really sing in the church, them motherfuckers sing like that. And they got control like that. Some of them got shitty ass tone voices. Kim Burrell, for example, she does not have the most attractive voice. Just the tone of her voice. But that woman knows how to disrespect her limitations. You feel what I'm saying? She might not have the sweetest voice, but when she starts to moving that thing around, it's buttery as hell. These are all things that you can learn and train yourself how to do. All right, that's one. Lyrically, nobody's fucking with my nigga Bryson Tiller on the R&B shit. This nigga is a crazy ass pen. It's the words that he says and how he says it. You feel what I'm saying? He's still talking about getting women, apologizing to women, trying to get them, defending their honor, talking about how dope he is or how he ain't fucking with him no more. Same shit that Usher has talked about, that Chris Brown has talked about before Bryson, we even knew who Bryson Tiller was, but he says it differently. So it's time to really not only, I know you've been doing this for 5 months, and again, I commend you for that, but if you talking about doing this thing for real and seriously, these people are your competition. They're your mentors and they're your competition. Not in a bad way, but I don't want to be compared to the other nigga down the street if I'm up the street making music. I want to be compared to the top niggas.
Right.
So because I want that, I'm going to be studying the top niggas.
Right.
I'm going to be seeing everything they do, see if I can do something if I can try it, and I'm going to do it. And then I make it my own. And then I find my own way after that. You feel what I'm saying? Because everybody's inspired by somebody. So don't feel no type of way about that. So you know, with that said, brother, keep doing what you do. I hope you took something from that, and I really hope that
Appreciate it.
you stay consistent with this craft, man. Keep doing it for the love, and you know, you're always welcome on this platform to showcase your talent, to get an audience, and get some critiques.
I appreciate you for having me.
All right, brother. Look
Thank
forward
you.
to your growth.
Appreciate it.
All right, later. I ain't gonna lie though. That nigga said it's Friday. It kind of felt good. Some things just like it be cheesy. Some things are cheesy. They are cheesy, but they just work. One thing I don't really fuck with now, I just feel like when niggas say girl, you gotta say something other than world. Like we gotta figure it out. You're my girl, the only woman in the world. Nah, we gotta figure it out. That's something to really get on my nerves. I gotta understand what that is, and that yeah, that's just easy, um, and simple way to get caught up with the elementary rhymes. Let's not do that
You're
anymore.
my you're my present. Oh, you're so beautiful. I love your hue. Like I love girls. That's one thing that I could do. Like getting girls.
Hello, can you introduce yourself so they know you just got right into it?
Oh no, no, I was answering you for like when you was bringing on. I was talking to you. You're like another word for girls, and I just gave several different words for the divine feminines we get.
Got
Uh,
you. Respect.
no,
Eli J, this is my brother, my childhood friend. Um, so yeah.
you can
So
channel Eli J, but this is 369. It's a pleasure to meet you, bro. I wanna let you know that everything you and your family has been doing has been phenomenal. The ancestors appreciate it. Eli J doesn't have the stage right now. He can't handle that. He put
respect,
from time to time though. So
respect.
that is 369 mindset. I'm a modern day messiah, shaman shit. Look, I got my speaker. I want you to know it's been several years waiting for me to have this moment, bro. Like, so I say that because I play my voice in what you're saying, and even me talking about music theory. Like, I need to learn what I'm doing when I'm it's called channels. So my phone going off. Ox is calling me. Why are you calling me, Ox? Do you not see that we're on the off the Ox right now? So that's another one of Elijah's and Mike's childhood friend. That's our Trinity. But I'm gonna use this speaker for the first time, and I'm gonna do a free flow. That's a channel with I call myself a shamanistic hip hop preacher, right? And this is my testimony, and I appreciate you. I don't know if you hear the music when I cut it on, because when I was practicing, when you was talking, it cut y'all off. So I hope y'all be able to hear the music.
You sound kind of robotic now. I'm not sure if that's a part of your thing.
No, that's not a part. It's because Ox called. I can leave out and come back in, but it's because Ox called.
Can you like mute and unmute? Would I have to like X you out? You on a Bluetooth? You on a Bluetooth speaker? All right, let me give him some time to set up, and let's get into the next person. I'm here for everything today.
Yo, can you hear me?
The mastermind. This brother always got the motherfucking the audio shit.
You can hear me? I don't know
Yeah,
if you can hear me.
I can.
I bet, yeah, we're sure.
It's a buzzing noise, but
Oh man, that's probably because of it's whatever. I hopped off it. Whatever.
I thought this nigga had the auto tune on.
Nah, oh, I probably did have it on because I'm hooked up to my interface and stuff. I was working before, but I wanted to hop on real quick, you know.
Well, thank you for blessing us with your presence.
Oh,
This
nah. What's up with it? I'm gonna type my name here. How you been, bro?
I've been blessed and highly favored, man. Just gearing up for the release of Naughty by Nature by my homegirl Rakaya.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I seen you promoting it, man. That's crazy.
it's going crazy. So she's super talented, bro. Hell of a writer, singer songwriter.
She was in
Has
the live a couple weeks ago, but I haven't seen her. Right?
yeah. Absolutely.
That's
Oh yeah,
crazy.
and she's from Jersey. So yeah, let's do that.